Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. Residents on the Peter Ballantine Cree Nation are being urged to reduce water consumption following a failure with the community's water system. The First Nations leadership says the critical failure is limiting the amount of water going into the water treatment system. There are concerns this could force the system to shut down and freeze if reservoir levels drop too low. Vice Chief Justin Halcrow says the next couple of days are critical and that emergency water tankers have been brought in to maintain water circulation as crews try to fix the problem. As a precaution, the community is under a boil water advisory, with residents asked to conserve consumption. Schools in Pelican Narrows are closed for the rest of the week, and other public facilities may also remain closed or could reduce capacity. We reached out to the federal government about the situation and are awaiting a response. One of Saskatchewan's greatest ever hockey players has passed away. Hall of Fame goaltender Glenn Hall died in an Alberta hospital yesterday. He was 94 years old. Hall played over 18 seasons, setting an NHL record of 502 consecutive games in net. He won 2 Stanley Cups, was named Rookie of the Year in 1956, and Goaltender of the Year 3 times. Hall was born in Humboldt, and the town's mayor says he always took pride in his roots.
He's always been a humble person, and we're glad that he never forgot where he came from.
Humboldt's Main Street is Glen Hall Drive, and the city has honored him with a park and a monument. Former students of Saskatoon's Legacy Christian Academy have taken their lawsuit against the private school to Saskatchewan's highest court. It comes after a Court of King's Bench judge stayed the lawsuit in June, saying there was an abusive process because the plaintiffs failed to immediately disclose settlement agreements with 3 defendants. Counsel argued to the Court of Appeal the lower judge made an error in her decision on the basis of that reasoning. The 21 defendants listed in the statement of claim were filing for $25 million in compensation. Prince Albert police are asking anyone with information on the fire that destroyed the Salvation Army on Christmas Day to come forward. Investigators with the fire department found multiple areas where flames originated within the building and determined it was human-caused. Police have also now joined the investigation and are working to determine if the fire was a criminal act and deliberately set. Neighboring business Fresh Air Experience says it's alarming the fire could have the result of arson.
I'm not sure, how to kind of process it and move forward because, if someone's going to do that to an organization that provides such an important service to our community, it's as a society, it's tough. It's tough to handle.
Police remind people they can submit tips directly to the service or anonymously through Crime Stoppers. People are raising concerns after a Saskatchewan woman died inside her home where 40 cats were rescued late last week. After RCMP conducted a wellness check at a residence in Wynyard on January 2nd, Mozart Sympathy Animal Sanctuary was called in to help remove cats from the home. RCMP located a deceased woman and another occupant who was connected with necessary health care. A close family friend who didn't want to appear on camera told CTV News the woman who passed away was an incredible person and added it's really sad it had to come to this, wishing someone would have stepped in sooner. The friend added she fed the animals better than she fed herself and that the health system let the family down. One of the 2 volunteers who helped rescue the cats from the home says it's common for owners to care for dozens of pets at a time.
We go into homes and we help people that have overpopulation problems with cats and dogs. So yes, we could have helped sooner for sure, or just taken them a little bit at a time from the family, and many things like that, preventative care.
CTV has reached out to the town of Wynyard for comment. People in Saskatchewan with ties to Venezuela are watching the changing situation every day. A new leader has assumed the role of interim president, and there are major questions on the future of the country's natural resources. But for one Venezuelan-born Canadian, it's a humanities issue and not an issue about money.
I think people don't realize how much their role in all of this really matters. And if we don't speak up, if we don't participate, if we are not educated and awakened, this is a repetition of history that is not going to be good if we don't do something about it immediately.
The latest Canadian census shows fewer than 200 people from Venezuela call Saskatchewan home. Another day, Jeff, where a little bit of sunshine goes a long way, doesn't it?
It certainly makes a big difference. Get out there and walk about. And it wasn't particularly windy. We said that was going to be the case. And so there was some sunshine out there. Yeah, it's really quite nice. And even if you're indoors and getting some of that blast of that sun as through a window, it's really pretty nice. So, yes, we do have mainly sunny conditions in many locations as we make our way into tomorrow. That includes Prince Albert. And again, I keep using the phrase, but a fairly quiet situation across the province. A little bit of flurry activity is possible tonight, but I mean a little bit. And otherwise, we are headed towards that really warm weekend and a pretty warm week next week. All the details coming up later on.
The final timber beam is now in place at Saskatoon's new public library, a major construction milestone for a project that's set to change the city's downtown core. Here, glass panels are going up on the new building that's on track to open in 2027. But the design and construction is just one piece of the project. Every book from the Francis Morrison Central Library will have to be moved one shelf at a time.
It is a little logistically challenging, but we keep it all organized. You go shelf by shelf. A box will relate to a shelf, and you keep it all organized and move forward. Yeah, I've done this before, and the team has done this on branch scales, so we're really confident that it'll go well.
Staff will also be moving, and the library is planning to hire about 10 new positions. Beyond just books, the library will include a children's play area, gaming space, auditorium, cafe, and rooms designed for media production. A Saskatoon tech company is leveraging artificial intelligence to help solve a time-consuming problem for many small businesses, and that's unanswered customer reviews. Vendasta has launched an AI reputation specialist. It can respond to customer reviews and help engage customers in real time to turn feedback into meaningful change. With up to 75% of customers searching for a business online before going out the door, reviews can be the first thing a customer sees. And it's just one of the many ways the company is pivoting and leaning into AI wholeheartedly.
I actually think it's orders of magnitude bigger than the internet, because not only is it changing everyday tasks for consumers, some workflows for businesses, it's actually making possible things that were never possible before.
The new reputation specialist is part of Vendasta's growing AI workforce, which the company says can free up businesses for other tasks. Saskatoon police have laid dozens of charges following the third retail blitz of 2025. The first was in last May in the Confederation Park area of Saskatoon, dubbed Project Shield. The initiative sees officers with various units of the police service work with loss prevention officers and private security to target theft and other crimes. During December's blitz, carried out throughout 6 days at businesses throughout Saskatoon, 30 people were arrested, 15 of those repeat offenders, and 10 were considered violent. 42 charges were laid and more than $2,600 worth of stolen merchandise was recovered. Somebody in Saskatchewan is $18 million richer following a Lotto 649 draw last night. According to the Western Canada Lottery Corporation, a winning ticket for the Gold Ball draw was purchased somewhere in Saskatchewan outside of Saskatoon and Regina. The winning number for the Gold Ball draw, if you haven't checked yet, 373-831-3006. The winner or winners have 1 year to claim their prize. After the break, outdoor activities for the winter, Jasmine Pelche learns more about the Prince Albert Nordic Ski Club.
We're at Little Red with Mike Horn, president of the Nordic Ski Club for Prince Albert. How long has the club been active?
Well, our club has been active for a long time, 50, 60 years. So yeah, a lot of history in Prince Albert.
What does the ski club do during the winter season?
Well, the PA Nordic Ski Club has a pretty big role. We've got about 45 to 50 kilometers of ski trails at Little Red River Park. There's a 4.5 kilometer loop at the Cook Municipal Golf Course in the city. So the ski club is responsible for grooming and maintaining those trails. So not only in the winter, but in the summertime, preparing the trail, clearing deadfall, mowing the grass. But come wintertime, like, it's a big job, grooming that much trail for classic and skate skiing is a lot of work. And so we've got a great team of volunteers that come out and they volunteer their time to groom and put the effort in to make, the trails and the skiing experience as awesome as it can be in Prince Albert.
Do all of the members have ski experience?
Yes and no. A lot of our membership have been members for a long period of time. We've seen a really big increase through COVID, you could only do stuff outside, so people were looking to do things, and our membership grew to over 600 members, which was crazy, close to 700 actually, and that was the best membership numbers ever, and I think it really opened the door and people's eyes to what we have here, and so we average, around 400 members a year, and it really ebbs and flows with the snowfall. A few winters ago we didn't have any snow, and this winter it's amazing. It's a winter wonderland, and the trails are the best they've ever been, and the trail crew has done an exceptional job grooming and preparing the trails.
Heard you have a Loppet coming up?
Yeah, so we do. Sunday, February 1st is our Loppet, and a Loppet is it's kind of like a marathon, but it's great for all ages, all abilities, lots of different distance options. We have a 1 kilometer option for kids. We've got a 6.6 kilometer option if you're just kind of a recreational skier and want to come try it out. And then we've got like a 32 kilometer option for people that are, the hardcores that want to kind of experience all of our classic trails at Little Red. Classic is the more popular method of cross-country skiing, but skate is definitely growing in our area because we've expanded our offerings.
If someone is interested in starting cross-country Nordic skiing, and they're just not really sure where to start, where can they go?
That's a good question. If you're looking to start, like renting is a great option. Fresh air experience, that's where I work, and very fortunate to be involved in that side of the skiing as well, because we sell cross-country ski packages, and we rent cross-country skis, and can really help people and direct them to maybe what trails will best suit them if they're just starting, because it's really a great activity and a way to get out and enjoy winter and make winter go a little quicker. A lot of people, they kind of hibernate, and you get into the dog days of winter, and what do we do? But you look at it out here, and it's beautiful. Like it's an absolute gem that we have, Little Red River Park. And if you're interested in coming out and trying cross country skiing, Fresh Air Experience can help you do that.
Is there anything else before we wrap up that it's important to get across?
Well, I just think it's important that people understand and know that, the Prince Albert Nordic Ski Club is a volunteer club. It's all through membership. We sell memberships for our club, and we really encourage people to become members, because their membership dollars really help us purchase equipment, buy the insurance, pay for the gas, all the things that are required to maintain the trails.
Well, thanks for meeting me out here, Mike, and giving some information on skiing.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Jeff has the weather forecast coming right up, and the changing landscape of healthcare could mean virtual doctors in the ER. Well, Jeff, I don't know if anybody's too big on winter stargazing, but if the skies stay like they are for the evening, that would be a pretty good thing to do.
Well, we've certainly got mainly sunny skies in store for tomorrow for Prince Albert area. Now, unfortunately, there might be a little bit of cloud cover coming through tonight. Things, but we'll wait and see. It may be a quick-moving enough system that you might get a chance to do a little stargazing. But yes, if you can find some nice clear skies on a winter night with lots of stars, it is pretty spectacular. No question about it. Also, some spectacular situations making way into other parts of the country. A Colorado low, boom, followed by a Texas low is moving into Ontario and ultimately Quebec. So the Colorado low is going to bring snow to places like Timmins, and then Sudbury South, we're looking at rainy conditions. But that Texas low, it's going to be bringing a messier situation to the Great Lakes region. We're talking rain, snow, possibility of some freezing rain, maybe even a thunderstorm in Windsor and area. Maybe. And then ultimately it makes its way into Quebec. And on Canada's west coast, could be a wet weekend in Vancouver. A couple of storms are really going to be hitting the north and central coastline, but we do expect it to sag southwards. But across the prairies, not much going on. A little bit of flurry activity here and there, but it's really not adding up to much. The wind will start to pick up tomorrow morning, and so wind gusts up around 40 kilometers an hour. So Friday will be a bit of a windy day, but we are looking at seasonal or warmer temperatures. But we'll talk about the overnight right now. We've got ourselves minus 15 for Spiritwood, minus 17 for the Battlefords, minus 19 in Candle Lake, Birch Hills, and Nipawin and Rostern, and minus 20 in Melfort. Most places dealing with some, I'll say partly cloudy skies, but some places clear off a little earlier, and that certainly includes Rostern. For tomorrow, well, a fair amount of cloud, but as I said, in Prince Albert, mainly sunny skies, but it looks like mainly cloudy skies in other parts of the region. That includes the Battlefords at minus 12, Spiritwood at minus 13. Minus 13 under mainly cloudy skies as well in Candle Lake and Birch Hills, mainly sunny in Rostern, minus 12 and mainly cloudy in Melfort. And the same sort of sky conditions for Nipawin and minus 11 degrees. For Prince Albert tonight, and I believe this is Little Red River Park we were talking about earlier on, minus 19 degrees, a slight chance of some flurries and low light winds starting to pick up a little bit, but then the winds pick up more tomorrow afternoon. Wind gusts up around 40 kilometers an hour with mainly sunny skies, a high of minus 13. So yeah, seasonal temperatures. But then we get into that transition day. That is Saturday, minus 9 degrees, which is above seasonal temperatures. And then look at these temperatures as we roll through to next Thursday. 3 on Sunday, Monday 2, 0 on Tuesday, 1 degree on Wednesday and Thursday. So definitely some warm conditions there, John.
And that white snow is going to turn pretty dirty in a good little hurry, I'm sure.
Yeah, it won't take long for it to look rather dull.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thanks very much, Jeff. The Prince Albert Raiders are making final roster moves ahead of the 7 p.m. WHL trade deadline. This morning on X, the team announced Dimitri Fortin has been assigned to a team yet to be determined. Fortin went 13-2-1 with 1 shutout this season with the Raiders. Steele Bass will join the team for the rest of the season after being called up in December. Meanwhile, on Monday, the Raiders moved Ollie Chenier to Lethbridge in exchange for a 4th-round draft pick. But the largest trade in the WHL so far this season, the 12-piece deal that brings Braden Coots to the Raiders that happened on Tuesday. That deal includes 2 roster players, 3 prospects, and 7 draft picks. The Raiders begin a 3-game homestand on Friday.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
A Canada-wide doctor shortage continues to fuel service disruptions in rural and remote emergency departments. And as a result, some patients are being treated by virtual doctors when they step inside the ER. Allison Bamford explains.
I had a pretty severe migraine.
Emily True rang in the new year with a trip to Outlook's emergency department. She needed to see a doctor, but the only one available was virtual.
There are people that are frustrated with it, but at the same time, a virtual physician is better than not being able to see anyone at all.
The town is one of several that struggles with recruiting doctors. Vacant shifts are sometimes filled with virtual physicians connected either by phone or video call.
My little girl had pneumonia, and because a doctor couldn't physically see her and see her breathing, they debated sending her to the city.
In-person healthcare is always the goal, according to the Saskatchewan Health Authority, but with hospitals facing a countrywide doctor shortage, it's not always possible.
There's certain conditions that a physician cannot treat virtually. I can't do sutures virtually, but can I treat somebody's heart attack virtually? Absolutely, I can.
Outlook is one of 28 communities using virtual physicians in their emergency departments. Essentially, it's the last line of defense, preventing service disruptions and temporary ER closures.
I don't think we have any option but to innovate.
In other parts of the province, primary care, physiotherapy, and ultrasounds are being performed virtually through Saskatchewan's virtual health hub, using leading-edge technology and robotics to close the gaps in northern and remote communities.
The future is a hybrid system where virtual care supplements and supports human care.
Doctors say human touch is still just as crucial in delivering services, and that's something many don't want to lose. Allison Bamford, CTV News, Outlook, Saskatchewan.
All right, Jeff, back to the future. At the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, tech companies are tapping into the past.
For the most part, these are the original games. For example, for Pac-Man, it's based off of the original arcade version of Pac-Man. And so when people see it and they hear those sounds, it just instantly evokes a certain kind of emotion and gets them excited.
Tech companies are showing off retro versions of new age products. There's vertical record players, smartphone-compatible game controllers, arcade games, and even pinball machines, vintage radios, and, of course, cameras. CES wraps up tomorrow, and I think there's a few good little tidbits in there I'd love to have in my man cave.
Oh, man, pinball, rock and roll.
Definitely.
I saw a tweet today where Fuji has come out with a film that will simulate how movies were shot, like home movies, and it's a little dial where you go through the decades. I don't know what that means, but it's nutty.
I like that. Okay, well, we're going to have to finish this off with a happy birthday wish that we're going to send to a loyal viewer. Norma Hine recently celebrated her 92nd birthday. This is a photo in front of a tree called the Big Bride that she enjoys watching it bloom every spring. Grandma Hine lives in the Prince Albert area and, of course, is a very loyal CTV viewer. We wanted to say hello and thanks for watching, and we hope you had a great day.
All right, Ludafisk for everybody.
There you go. National news is coming up right away.